Let's switch gears to my preparation. And keep understanding that I'm using my story to help you. When you're speaking up here, I want you to do your story to help them. It's not about you, it's just your metaphor to help them with whatever the challenge is on your topic of presentation. So my preparation for the World Championship. I am studying 10 years of contest videos. For those of you not familiar with the contest, starts out with 25,000 contestants. It comes down to 9 in the old days. Now it's 10, but when I did it, back in 2001, there was 9 contestants. So they videotape every year. Well, I got a hold of those videotapes. I watched 10 years of contest videos. That's 90 world-class speeches. I watched every one of them, and then I created a videotape of just the winners. And I watched it over and over and over again. Because I want to see what was the tiny little difference between the person who came in first and the person who came in second. And I found 4 things that they have in common that you can do in your very next presentation. But that's my time. Have a good night. See ya. Oh my gosh, how rude! He set us up. Folks, let me step out of the presentation for just a second and show you what I just did. See, a lot of speakers will just come up with 4 points. They are number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. But what I just did is a technique that I learned called salting, or preparing the audience to listen. See, I got you to want to know how important this information was and the work it took me to get there so I could simplify it for you. So now you really want to know it before I give it to you. I highly recommend that technique. Get them to want to know the points before you just give them the points. So the 4 things that I found the champions had in common. Number 1, they were coached. They had a coach. I didn't know this. I had a coach, but I didn't realize that all of the winners did in one format or another. See, you need someone who is going to be that phenomenal coach. Like I asked you earlier, can I be straight with you? You need someone who can be direct with you and tell you, it sucks. Start over. Your opening is horrible. You know, you don't want somebody mean, but you have to be somebody who is brutally honest or you're not going to get better. Craig Valentine, the 1999 world champion, said it best. See, a lot of people come to us to get coaching as the world champions. And unfortunately, a lot of people come to us for validation rather than education. There's a big difference. And I'm guilty myself. When I first started working on my championship speech, I had 77 days between the day I won the regional and I had to write a new speech for the championship. 77 days. And when I first started off, I just wanted my coach to say, "That's great, Darren." And he didn't. Thank goodness. You need someone, a mentor, a coach, someone to be direct with you. Because remember, you got to crave feedback, and it ain't going to be its best your first time giving that presentation. But by the way, you got to have a first time to get to a second time. Find someone who will care about you enough to be gentle but honest. I went to a previous winner. His name was David McElhaney. He was a past district governor where I was from in Toastmasters in New England. And he was my coach all the way up until I won region. And then he brought in Mark Brown because he had never been to the finals. So Mark Brown, the 1995 world champion, helped coach me. Oh my gosh. I used to drive 2.5 hours down to New York to work with him twice. Find someone to be a coach. Commonality number 2.